Why don't we talk about The Last Man in San Francisco, or I'll let you talk about it. Uh, this came out of Sundance, is that right?
Yeah, came out Sundance, largely out of nowhere, but critical acclaim right away. Uh, from Joe Talbot, first time feature film director, starring Jimmy Fails, who co-wrote it, who is this is his first film role, and they're friends, childhood friends from San Francisco, making a movie about SF. And yeah, the movie was produced by Plan B, distributed by A24. Came out about a month ago. Had a very slow build up and release. Never left limited release. I was able to catch it. Never really got to you, and I assume most people aren't even really aware of the movie just because the way A24 usually does it. You know, there's a very small marketing spend, so I think they just kind of wanted just to be a slow burn, let the critical acclaim speak for itself, and it's doing good business as a small movie, but it's probably never was going to be anything more than a small movie. So that's where that is. Obviously, it's disappointing, but it'll be on streaming soon enough for everyone else. And obviously, I didn't know who Joe Talbot was or Jimmy Fails were before this. I think they were pretty well known in the Bay Area filmmaking scene, but this is really the culmination of years of hard work and developing of this movie, which they've worked on for so long. But without spoiling anything, it's kind of a continuation of this recent run of movies about the Bay Area, specifically like gentrification in the Bay Area. We've had Barry Jenkins with
Mm-hmm.
Medicine for Melancholy, as well as Blind Spotting with David Diggs last year. So this is a theme we've seen before. And I have the movie in my top three right now for 2019. I really liked it. And I think what makes it stand out is the themes are pretty present about friendship and finding purpose and finding happiness, especially when your home is being changed. And obviously, the housing crisis in San Francisco, the Bay Area, is pretty well documented and a pretty shitty situation for people that actually are from that area. Um, but seeing a movie that is actually informed on this, but doesn't forsake, I think, like the characters or the writing to beat you over the head with these themes, uh, was really great. And also, this movie, again, despite being a feature film debut, honestly, the movie is super gorgeous. Like the saturation
Mm.
stands out all the time, and it's framed around Jimmy playing a fictional version of himself, and his friend Montgomery, played by Jonathan Majors, who is absolutely fantastic. We'll be seeing a lot of him in the future. Uh, they're these two local guys who have uh, marginally jobs. Like they don't have a lot going on. They share a small space in Montgomery's grandfather's home, so like they're not like super super successful or anything, but they're really fixated on Jimmy's childhood home, which is this beautiful Victorian home in the Mission District that now is valued at $4 million, and Jimmy's family had to leave long ago. And the way they weave a story of gentrification into a story about these two friends is done, I think, really smartly, because the friendship and just the warmth that these two guys have together is super believable and feels really earned.
Mm.
And I don't really want to spoil anything about where the movie goes or anything like that, but it I think a lot of the stuff that Jonathan Majors does, like his character has a bunch of monologues of sorts, even gives speeches to people in the movie, and yes, he might be communicating the themes pretty broadly via those speeches, but I think the movie is just super moving the whole time. That's okay.
Mhm.
So I really dig this movie, and I hope a lot of people get to see it as it becomes more accessible. So
I
definitely check it out.
mean, everything you said about it so far, already wanted to see it, but definitely making me excited for it. Tell me about your thoughts on Talbot as a filmmaker. Any interesting choices or his style that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a really cool shot where Jimmy and Montgomery are skateboarding down one of the famous
Yep.
hills of San Francisco, but it's a super wide tracking shot on a drone. Like you're really far back. Meanwhile, the score is really beautiful at that time, and he's really good at just communicating the themes he wants,
Mhm.
uh, whether it's just by visuals or through the music or both. And uh, again, like this movie was made for no money, but it looks dynamite, uh, which I think the guy definitely knows his shit. And I don't think he has any new project on the officially announced yet, but whatever he does, he'll probably just stick with Plan B and A24. They obviously helped him out tremendously, but um, clearly a really talented guy. And I think the fact that he uh, worked so hard for so long to get to this point just kind of makes you more invested in his success because he truly feels like someone who really likes film, but also didn't take any shortcuts because he was making a movie that isn't the easiest sell, you
Mhm.
know. So, uh, yeah, he's definitely a new star for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like people should just make more movies in San Francisco if they can. It's just such a beautiful city and setting. I feel like, especially the hills, really add a
Hmm.
sense of location and place. And
Apparently, it's a city that's actually quite hard to film in terms of just getting the film permits and stuff. Um, but as a local making a movie about his home, you knew he wouldn't give up, and I think obviously I'm sure Plan B helped him with that. But yeah, uh, great stuff, man. Definitely check this out.
yeah, definitely excited for it. And maybe when I get a chance to see it, I'll give my thoughts on it as well.